Hi there, everyone. I'm not entirely sure whether or not you guys are going to be surprised to see me again right now, happy to see me or anything. Actually being a little bit nervous to make this video, to be honest, but suffice to say I've missed everybody a lot, actually, and I'm happy to say that I'm very excited to say that I'm going to be back making videos again, and you know, I'm making this video so that you guys can know what to expect coming from the channel in the future. You know, things that I am going to be doing, things I'm not going to be doing, and you know, just where things stand with everything, and hopefully where the channel is going to progress, where it's going to evolve, and how things are going to be for your viewing pleasure. Now, as a lot of you may know from the last video that I made, which was nearly 4 months ago, I have had to put my channel on pause for a while, and the reason for that was because I went to go to work for Square Enix, and you know, things went the way they did for a while, but my circumstances at this point in time have now changed. The details of that I will probably go over another time if people want to hear it, in order to put me back in a position where I'm now able to start to put time back into creating content once again. Now, I'm honestly really excited to come back and like interact with everybody. As I said at the beginning of the video, I missed it. I've missed it so much. I missed being part of a community. I missed being, you know, somebody that can talk to people. I miss talking to people over the internet. I miss meeting people in real life. There's so many things about being a content creator that I've really loved and I've really missed and I couldn't do for the last few months. And you know, I'm really looking forward to sort of progressing as a content creator and progressing on this journey further and actually expanding what I can present to everybody from this point forwards. Now, I'd like to talk about kind of the direction that I would like this channel to go in. Now that I've had a few months of a break of it, I've had some time to reflect, I've had you know, a lot of time to reflect on a lot of things, and had a bit of a break from it all, basically. Now, first of all, I still very much want to support Square Enix. I love their products, I've loved everything that they do for a long time, and therefore I'm going to continue to do Dissidia based content, because I know that a lot of you that have found me through YouTube or Discord or any of that stuff has found me through that game. However, I'm going to be formatting the way that I do my Dissidia videos in a little bit of a different way, because honestly, or at least different to what I've done previously, and part of that is because some newer channels have popped up since I stopped, sort of took a step back from being a content creator, and they are doing a lot of the things that I did previously. And quite honestly, I think they do an amazing job, and I do not want to step on anybody's toes by kind of going, oh hey, I'm back now. I don't want to do that. I want to do something that's my way of doing things. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing like should you pull videos or anything like that, for those I would actually direct you to some of the other amazing content creators that are doing that kind of thing. I will probably be doing a more kind of consistent, cohesive, scheduled sort of content for Dissidia. So instead of doing it sort of as a banner comes up, I'll probably do sort of more featured content. Like, I mean, one of the first videos I want to do is actually the last video I made about future pulls. We're now at the point where that video stopped in terms of banners, so it'd be quite fun to go back and have a look at whether I stuck to that schedule or not. Spoilers, I didn't. You know, I was naughty on a lot of banners, and I probably shouldn't have been. But that's something that I thought would be quite fun. I also want to present some actual gameplay footage, because that's something that I never really put on my channel when it came to Opera Omnia, and I actually really want to, because I'm at this point in time, obviously, to catch you up on where I am with that, I am up to date with Dissidia. I have sort of cleared all Chaos content up to this point as well, but I also think that the trouble with having sort of content come out like just throwing out a video that says, oh, this is how I cleared this content, it doesn't actually help a lot of people. It helps people who have exactly the same setup as me. So I want to go about it slightly differently and do it, you know, do it in a different manner. So for those of you who are worried that I'm coming back and I'm not going to do Dissidia content or anything like that, don't panic. As the way things are right now, I won't be abandoning Dissidia. I will be making more content for that. Now, something that I want to talk about that I probably won't be doing much of in the future, at least not at this moment in time, will be Final Fantasy TCG. Now, I've had a great time with that game, and I will probably still go to the occasional event and things like that because I love the people that I've met through that game. Like, honestly, I have made some of my best friends in my whole life through that game, and I don't want to abandon that. But equally, I'm realistically just not playing the game very much at the moment, so I don't feel that it's very fair for me to put out content for something that's like half-baked. And sort of, you know, when I was doing the videos for it regularly, you know, last year, year before that, it was something I felt very passionately about and I wanted to put forward because I really believed in the stuff that I was doing. Whereas now, if I did it, I'd be doing it because I felt like I had to, and I don't really want to do that. So therefore, at least for the foreseeable future, I'm not going to be doing any FFTCG content. Things could change. Maybe once I've taken a step back from it, similarly to other things, I might want to go back to it. Who knows? But right now, I'm going to sort of lay off that. And equally, one thing I don't want to evolve my channel into is I don't want to do any of the other mobile titles. So I was playing, I was playing Dissidia, Brave X Fierce, Record Keeper, Dragalia Lost. I was playing Mobius for a while. I was playing so many of them, and honestly, I definitely need to come away from the mobile stuff for a while because I want to evolve the channel into something that's a little bit more mainstream. And I, you know, as I'm going to go over in a moment, I'll talk to you about sort of the various things that I want to do. But first of all, I want to kind of go over the things that I'm not wanting to do so that you guys don't sit there and get expectations for something that's going to happen. So like War of the Visions, you know, has just had its pre-registration announced. I'm probably not going to be covering that unless, well, no, I probably just won't cover that. Right now, I think Dissidia I'm happy to cover, but I'm also wanting to expand into other things. What I do want to do with this channel is I want to evolve it and I want to progress in a natural manner, in a way that sort of fits with the things that I've already done up to this point, but equally allows me to kind of spread my wings and do things that are a little bit different. So what I want to do is make a poll for everybody that, you know, you guys can get a sense of the kind of things that I would like to do, but I also think it's really important that you guys have a say in the sorts of content that I make. The reason for that is because without you, I wouldn't be where I am now. And honestly, I have so many ideas for things that I want to do. There's so much that I love to share. There's so much I want to do that there's just too much for one channel. You know, there's so many things that I have interests in. People who follow me for a while know I have a very wide spectrum of interests, and therefore, even within video games, I have a very wide spectrum of interests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a poll up, and I'm going to leave a link to it in the description box below, and I'm going to encourage you guys to have a look at that. Give me an impression of the kinds of things you want. I'm not just going to look at that poll. I am also going to look at the comments in this video. I'm going to look at all my social media, which I really need to get back on top of. And I'm also going to look at things like Discord and just get a good impression of what you guys want to see out of a list of options of the various different things that I want to do. And I'm going to go over some of those options in this video. Speaking of Discord, by the way, and Patreon for that matter, those services are still live right now, as they were before I stepped away from content creation. And, you know, obviously when I stepped away from it, I wasn't expecting people to stick around on things like Patreon or anything. But the way that they are now, they don't really match up to the content that I put out or want to put out in the future. So I want to reassure everybody that those pages and those services will continue, and I'm going to look at them and I'm going to renovate them so they're streamlined to give you guys all the best experience that I can through the various different things that I do, whether it be Dissidia or other things, or, you know, I just want to streamline everything so that I can provide the best entertainment service that I can for you. As I said, I want you guys to all be a part of the decision-making process when it comes to this channel, because it's important to me. As much as, like, a lot of people have said very sweet things like, oh, you know, we follow you for you, we want you to do what makes you happy, things like that. As I said, I've got so many things that I would want to do that it's just overwhelming for me, let alone anybody else. There's only so much I can put on one channel. So equally, I think it would be really lovely to get a bit of a gauge on what sort of things you'd like to see from me. Now, the first idea I had is I am an artist. Everybody knows this. Many people who follow me know that I am a fine artist. I've actually, funnily enough, been practicing watercolours and things like that just to try and get back onto the swing of it. But art was actually where this channel started. If you look at the way this channel started, I mean, the very beginning was rough, but I started by painting cards, and I started by being a painter. and that was how I got to like my first 1,000 subscribers, I think. And then from there, I then went from art to card games to FFTCG, which then I grew from, and then I went from FFTCG to Final Fantasy Dissidia Opera Omnia. So one idea that I've had is that art is something I'm still very passionate about, though when I've tried to do things with art previously, people didn't seem to take to it particularly. So maybe it's something that I would like to explore. It's also something that I can make that's physical, so that it's something I can use to interact with people more, something I can share with people, and just connect with people further. So that's one idea that I really wanted to at least think about exploring. Now, a natural progression from Dissidia, or in addition to it obviously, would be to start looking at my experience with console RPGs, particularly Final Fantasy, you know, maybe some of other Square Enix's other titles, things like that, maybe some titles from other companies. So, but RPGs are something I've played since I was very, very young, and they're very chill, they're not super action heavy, so it's quite easy for me to talk to people as I'm going through it. And bear in mind that I'm not just talking about YouTube here, but Twitch as well. So maybe it's something, we had a little go with like streaming Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 quite sort of like the middle of last year, and it was alright. It didn't go too badly. But I would like to know if maybe with Final Fantasy 7 Remake coming out very soon, and there's various different RPGs, there's always going to be RPGs coming out. So if that's something that you would like to see, it could provide a very, very large source of content, and hopefully it would be something that I'd really enjoy engaging with people, like the fan bases for those games, and kind of share my experiences with those with you as well. Now, as we all know as well, like a lot of people do, RPGs are not my first love when it comes to video games. RPGs are one of them, but equally I am a huge fighting game fan. Huge. And recently I've been playing Street Fighter again with people I worked with, and you know, I was really getting into it again. Like, for anyone who plays Street Fighter 5, I am loving Seth right now. Absolutely love the way she plays, love the way that she works. I think the design decisions on Seth were genius. I think I just really enjoy that character. It's the first time I've enjoyed a character that much since Vega, and people who know me know how much I love Vega. So maybe that was something I could consider as well. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a game that I really enjoy, and I like to think I'm fairly good at. The only reason I haven't really touched on those games previously is because I worry about my internet connection and lag, and you know, with a high action game, I find it much harder to kind of talk and engage with people at the same time as trying to concentrate on a game that reaction based, but I would like to explore it. One idea I did have when it came to fighting games to kind of connect it to what I'd already done was to use characters like Square Enix characters that were already in fighting games. So you've got Cloud in Super Smash Bros, you've got Noctis in Tekken, you've got 2B in Soul Calibur, and all of these games are games I really like. So I thought, maybe I could put 2 and 2 together. So let me know what you think of that. Now, the last idea I want to cover in this video, at least, is going to be something that is more about how I make my videos rather than the subject matter, though the subject matter will come into it. Now, I don't know if a lot of people have seen it. I'm sure a lot of you have, and I'm very excited for it, but we've just had a trailer drop, or the Nintendo Direct drop for Animal Crossing. And I'm really excited about that game. And it gave me an idea because it's like the way that I really like to watch videos, and the people that I like to interact with and stream or just talk to when it comes to online personalities, are people who are very chilled out. I am not a hype-based player. I'm not someone that shouts, or I'm not a yo, let's go kind of guy. It's just not me. And I know a lot of creators do that. In fact, it's something I've always been afraid of as a creator. I'm like, oh god, am I just not internety hype enough for these things? But something that I've always tried to do with my videos, whether it be Dissidia, FFTCG, artwork, is I've always tried to create a safe space for people to go if they're unsure about sort of like the nuances of a game, or I try to explain things, I try to impart knowledge, I try to be a teacher but without the authority, like I'm just trying to share information with people. So I wonder if perhaps creating a sort of gaming video series that's based on mindfulness, I mean, a lot of us kind of could do with a bit more mindfulness in our lives. Lord knows I could. And then I think that that's something that I would really enjoy. And I think games like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley or, Harvest Moon, things like that, like people love that from games like Minecraft. I'm not really a Minecraft player, but I think that it would provide a creative outlet that others can join in with, because obviously games like Animal Crossing are very about networking, which I love, but in a very chilled out atmosphere, and that's what I want to put across when it comes to any videos that I make. So that's more about kind of the tone of videos I like to make rather than the content itself. So those are just some of the ideas that I've had with regards to continuing, progressing, evolving as Joesephyr, and I'm absolutely 100% open to any ideas that you guys might have. As I said earlier, I want to start by going back to Dissidia. I'm going to make some more. I'm going to make my content on Dissidia, and hopefully you guys who play that game will enjoy that, and you know, we'll see it in a slightly different light to what I did before. I'm going to rebuild all my social media, so my Discord, my Patreon, you know, everything, so that it's more in line with what I think that Joesephyr represents now, as opposed to what he did maybe 2 years ago, talking about myself in the third person, which is a little bit strange. But and then after that, I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to listen to the feedback from this video. I want to kind of continually listen to feedback from you guys, so that I can find what part of like all the crazy amount of things that I like would appeal to everybody most. And obviously there are going to be times where I change it up, there are going to be times where I evolve it, but that's all down to being a content creator, and that's something that I want to learn from and I want to progress with, and I want you guys to be part of that journey with me. So to anyone who has stuck around this long, despite the fact that I've been gone for 4 months, particularly those who continue to support me through my absence on Discord, Patreon, just sent me messages, things like that, it means the world to me. It really, really has. So thank you, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for sticking around this long. It means so much. I'm truly excited to get back on this wagon, and I really hope that you guys are excited to join me once again. So that's going to be where I leave this video, and I'm going to be making some more for you within the next week. There's going to be some new Dissidia content that I'll have coming up for you over the next week or so. So I hope you guys will look forward to that as well. So thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Take care.